In this lesson, we're going to cover surveillance systems. Now, a surveillance system can play an integral role in maintaining the security and safety of various facilities, including your business, your home, and commonly used public areas. These systems encompass a wide range of tools and methods that are aimed at monitoring and analyzing environments to detect and respond to potential threats. From traditional security guards to high-tech sensors, the tools under this umbrella serve a common purpose. They're trying to keep an eye out for suspicious or harmful activities. Now, at its core, a surveillance system is an organized strategy or setup that's designed to observe and report activities in a given area. These surveillance systems can be as simple as a single security guard stationed at the front desk of your office building, or they can be as sophisticated as a network of interconnected sensors and cameras that are constantly being analyzed by advanced artificial intelligence systems. Surveillance is often comprised of four main categories. We call these video surveillance, security guards, lighting, and sensors. Let's take a quick look at each of these. First, we have video surveillance. Now, when I bring up the topic of surveillance, most people immediately think of the use of video cameras to visually monitor different areas of your facility. Modern video surveillance systems have evolved beyond the simple passive recording capabilities, though, and these days, video surveillance systems can include features like motion detection, night vision, facial recognition, and remote access through your smartphone or computer. The primary benefit of using a video surveillance system is that it has the ability to provide real-time visual feedback and the capability for you to also review the recorded footage after an incident has occurred. These surveillance cameras are considered to be a detective control, and they come in both wired and wireless versions. A wired solution means that the security camera is physically cabled from the device all the way back to the central monitoring station. A wireless solution, on the other hand, relies on Wi-Fi or other wireless signals to send its signal back to that central monitoring station. While wireless systems are easier to install, they can be subject to interference with other systems, or an attacker can jam them using the same frequencies during their physical intrusion attacks. Now, these video surveillance systems are commonly known as closed-circuit TV or CCTV, and they're also categorized as either an indoor or outdoor-based system. If you're trying to monitor your parking lot, for example, you're going to need to install an outdoor camera that's able to withstand the elements like snow and rain and wind. If you're going to monitor your indoor areas, like the access doors to your server room or the entrance to your lobby, you can instead use an indoor camera, which is a less expensive model than an outdoor model since it doesn't have to be withstanding all those elements. Now, another great feature to look for in your CCTV systems is what's known as PTZ, or Pan-Tilt-Zoom. Now, a Pan-Tilt-Zoom system, or PTZ system, is really great if you have a centralized monitoring station that's being operated by a guard who's going to be observing it at all times of the day or night, because they can actually move the camera or adjust its angle to better detect issues during an intrusion. You've probably seen this type of security camera in movies during a bank heist scene, and that's where the guard is using a little joystick to move the camera in or out or up or down in any direction to get a different perspective. In addition to that, you might be able to pan left, pan right, pan up, pan down, zoom in, zoom out, and other things like that. Now, when you're placing your cameras, it's important to consider what you're trying to guard and ensure that your cameras are positioned to capture the right viewing angles. The most common places to use cameras are always going to be your entrances and exits to your critical infrastructure. This includes your data center, your communication closets, and your entrances and exits to the building, like your back doors and lobby to that office building. By covering all these different areas, you're going to be able to see if an attacker tries to enter or leave any critical areas. Now, cameras should also be configured to record what you're observing, and you should always review the captured footage to ensure you're able to maintain the physical integrity of your spaces. For example, at my home, I have a video surveillance system set up that uses machine learning to identify when somebody is entering or leaving the home, and it can determine if that person was authorized or not to be able to go in that home. If they weren't authorized to be there, the system will actually send me an alert, and I can classify it as an intrusion or an authorized entry into the building by reviewing that footage. Second, we have security guards. Now, security guards are one of the most flexible and adaptable forms of surveillance that organizations can use. This is because security guards are trained to detect unusual or suspicious behavior, and they can also respond immediately to situations, make judgment calls, and provide a visual deterrent to potential attackers. Security guards can also help to reassure your staff or your customers that they're going to be safe because a security guard is in the building. Third, we have lighting. Now, many organizations overlook the configuration of their lighting, but proper lighting is crucial for conducting effective surveillance using both video and security guards. If you create well-lit areas, this can also deter criminals, and reducing shadows and hiding spots and enhancing the quality of your video recordings is all side benefits of having a well-lit area. Additionally, certain lighting solutions, like motion-activated lights, can serve dual purposes by illuminating an area when movement is detected and serving as a deterrent and alert system against a would-be attacker. Fourth and finally, we have sensors. Now, sensors are devices that detect and respond to external stimulus or changes in the environment and then converts that information into a readable signal or some kind of data that can be sent over the network. There are generally four categories of sensors. These are infrared sensors, pressure sensors, microwave sensors, and ultrasonic sensors. Now, infrared sensors are used to detect changes in infrared radiation that's often emitted by warm bodies like humans or animals. If somebody enters the detection zone, the change in infrared radiation is going to trigger the sensor. Infrared sensors are especially effective in low light or dark conditions where it's hard to visually see if an attacker is there. Next, we have pressure sensors, and pressure sensors are activated whenever a specified amount of weight is detected on the sensor that's embedded into the floor or into a mat. These pressure sensors are quite useful for detecting unauthorized entry into restricted areas or even for simple tasks like alerting store owners when a new customer enters the store. Microwave sensors are going to be used to detect movement in an area by emitting microwave pulses and measuring the reflection of moving objects back to them. These microwave sensors can cover large areas, but sometimes they're going to be prone to false alarms because they're often configured to have a very high sensitivity level. And finally, ultrasonic sensors. Ultrasonic sensors are going to be used to measure the reflection of ultrasonic waves off moving objects. Essentially, ultrasonic sensors operate much like a bat does using echolocation to detect objects in their path. Most of the time, you're going to see that ultrasonic sensors are used in automated systems like automated doors or to detect movement within an indoor environment. So remember, surveillance systems often combine various tools and techniques to monitor, detect, and respond to potential threats or unusual activities. To architect an effective physical security system, though, you need to ensure that you're integrating various elements to provide comprehensive coverage and a swift response capability when an attacker is detected. As technology continues to advance, so do the surveillance methods available to our organizations for use, which makes it imperative that cybersecurity professionals and organizations remain up to date on the options available so they can best leverage the right tool for their specific use cases.